Welcome to Near Falls with D. Hall. He's talking on bars and how they win it all. Yeah, it's just Near Falls with D. Hall. The final takedown, the glory or the fall. So loosen up, step on in, wrestle with the need to win. Talking Near Falls with D. Hall. Ready or not, he's here to brawl.
What's going on, wrestling fans? Welcome into another edition of Near Falls with D Hall, a wrestling podcast. Today, so excited. This is the best time of year. My favorite project of the year, the 24-25 WPIAL Coaches Preview. So excited to bring this to you guys. I have a bunch of different coaches coming on from across the WPIAL. They're going to come on, talk about their schedule, expectations, up-and-comers, their leaders, their seniors, all that type of stuff. You guys know the drill. This is year 3 or 4 of me doing it. So pumped up to bring it to you guys. I really hope you enjoy it, and just hope you enjoy listening to these guys talk like I did. It was always a blast for me, and this year was no different. So without further ado, welcome in to the WPIAL Coaches Preview.
Welcome to the Near Falls WPIAL Show, where D.R. and Kaz are gonna tell you all the things you wanna know. Whether it's Trinity or Spencer Lee or Mr. Kurt Angle, just ask Vinny, WPIAL, yeah, Ken and Mac for sure. They got the interviews to soothe your soul, because it's Near Falls in the WPIAL.
All right, joining us next on the call, we have newly minted head coach of the Frazier area Commodores, Mr. Tyler Kenny. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you guys doing today?
Doing really good indeed. So pumped up to have you on. First time for you on the show, first time for me having you on. Man, of course, I've watched you for years at Connellsville, and, you were a part of that great program there. And, I've heard from Buck over the years that you were a part of this program, and boom, you're the head coach, and it's great stuff. Talk about, getting that call, taking over the program, and, man, it's just great stuff.
Yeah. So, got hired back in July or August. Been, great so far, kind of smooth transition with everything. I was with the junior high team a few years back, so it's great to be back with the team and back with a lot of those guys that had in junior high. Some of them are now in 11th and 12th grade and, starting to head off to college here pretty soon. So excited to, be part of that next step with them as far as, recruiting and, really figuring out and giving them, feedback as far as where I think that they'd fit, into a college program if that's the route they take. And, if not, then I have connections, elsewhere to, get them a job out in, the workforce if they don't, choose to go to college. So excited for the, the new opportunity and, just ready for the year to kick off here.
It's great stuff. How's the off-season program look like as you get in towards the season?
Yeah. So, we've since September, we've been doing two or 3 days a week, practices and lifting right now. That'll, continue on once we get into the season here. I think we'll, still try to lift at least twice a week, get some conditioning and outside of the, wrestling practice as well. But as we all know, the only way to get better with wrestling is with wrestling. So, just keeping that off-season strength going strong and conditioning will, just help us power through the season that's about to kick off here.
Coach, talk about your path to where you are now, starting down when you were wee little, all the way up through those that motivated you, those that got you to where you are today. And I ask this because it speaks to the brother and the brotherhood of the sport of wrestling, because we always want to give back to what gave to us.
Yeah, no, so started out wrestling when I was 5. I had an older brother that wrestled and, kind of just got into it from there. Started out when younger playing baseball, football, and wrestling all 3 seasons, kind of, 3-sport athlete all the way until I was probably in junior high. And then at that time, kind of the size things take over, and I was not fit to be a football player, and maybe didn't have the staying power to be a baseball player either. So just kind of went into full-term wrestling. Was with Quest School Wrestling my whole life growing up from the time I was 7 or 8. I have nothing but good things to say about Coach Jim and, really everything that he had done for me throughout the years. Really, kind of the first, I always, even to, till this day, go back to my youth coach, Coach Mark Jenkins at Uniontown. That's where I started out. It actually wasn't, I graduated from Collinsville, but actually, homegrown roots are Uniontown. Unfortunately, they, dropped their program off years back before I was into the high school. So, made that transition over to Collinsville and, had great coaches at Collinsville as well. Ended up going to Pitt for a year. Really loved the campus there. Loved the team and everything. I mean, heck, D. Hall's brother was even on the team.
Yeah, baby.
Right next door to me at the time. So, great experiences there as well. I went over to, Seton Hill then for 4 years with Coach Tucker and, all those guys, and then from there graduated, started a, full-time job, ended up at Frazier for a year coaching junior high. Took a year off then because at that time I was living in Morgantown. So travel was just, kind of a little too far to stick with that. And then ended up at Norwin last year with the junior high program, back coaching with my junior high coach, Don Doty, and, all those guys over at Norwin. Again, nothing but good things to say about them. Heck, they're all Collinsville guys anyway. Collinsville runs the WPIAL. They're everywhere. You find us, all places, high school, junior high, and, even at the college level now. So
that's what I love it, creating a little bit of static on tonight's show. Levy might have a response to that one. We'll have to ask about no, Coach.
Yeah,
you were particularly interesting to me because of your route to get to where you are. Talk about life outside of wrestling. What do you do?
Yeah, so I work for a disability insurance company. Love the outdoors, hunting, fishing, camping, things like that. My career, my assistant coach at Seton Hill at the time, Coach Nauman, who's now at Bethel Park, got me into the job that I'm in. Today we're both working for the same company, so even still connections there as well. With him coaching high school at Bethel Park, now I'm at Frazier, right down the road, and working for the same company and everything. So small world, but I think again, nothing beats that, the wrestler world as far as connections and, just all that goes. So
Coach Frazier back in the day, 10 years ago they weren't even heard of. Now all of a sudden Frazier's a topic of discussion.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. How do you feel?
Yeah,
Coach Buck's shoes.
Talking about that culture,
he did a great job.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you said, 10 years ago they didn't even have a program. 10 years ago, my, Uniontown had dropped their program, so you lose programs some areas, you pick programs up in other areas. As much as I'm honored to take over at the high school level and, and coach these guys, I got to give credit to their club coaches that have gotten them to this point, from Young Guns, All-American, Quest, all of them, the Rune, Vane, they were, Quest guys. You got Ryan Salashi, Jackson Angelo, they're All-American guys. Jonah Erdley, he's been here, there, and everywhere, kind of, bouncing back and forth, from club to club and, getting experience with different high-level coaches in all areas. So, again, first and foremost, I got to give credit back to them because without them, I don't have the great athletes that we do, that are, now in college excelling and, in the high school still that, I have the honor to coach this season. So.
And that, folks, is appreciation and gratefulness.
Mm-hmm. That's very good.
All in a paragraph. And I got to ask, dude, I got to take this off script a little bit. The barn doors behind you, did you install those?
No,
I want them in my house. Can you do it?
No, fortunately, just when we had bought the house to live in, they came with the house. So.
I love them, dude.
Smitty, I got you. I'll come over and help you do that, but it's easy peasy.
You know the easy Smitty's house, bro.
It's easy, man. All right, T. Kenny, how have you got your hands on the schedule? Have you changed it? Is it more of what it was last year? What's that look like for you guys?
Yeah, so I mean, I think the schedule has changed a lot this year. For the better though, I would say. And honestly, when I took over, we didn't have much of a schedule, so kind of was scrambling around, maybe say last minute to get some things together. For our team, I think it is an overall, well-rounded, tough schedule. We're starting out the season going to a dual meet tournament at the Sheets Kickoff Classic in Greenville. Unfortunately, this year, no Ironman, no Powerade. Just some things didn't work out there. But we are going to the Southmoreland Holiday Classic. We'll be in Tri-Counties this year, as long as that, goes on. And then, prior to the postseason really kicking off, we'll be at the Thomas Automotive Tournament at Bedford. And then, we have our section matches in there. We do have a match against Norwin as well. So, looking to take those AAA guys on and, have a good competitive match with them. And then somewhere in there, right before Christmas, we go down to University High School in West Virginia to the Nurse Pro Plus tournament. I know Conoso is going to be there, and I think maybe Bethel Park. Not sure on that though. But Coach Nauman's actually the one that had got me in contact with their coach down there to get us into that tournament. So,
Ty, some big changes in the high school rules this year with the 3-point takedown and the college out of bound rules. Your thoughts?
Love it. More points on the board. You're seeing that already at the college level. Even one of our alumni, Rune down at West Virginia, was in a 10-10 match, was in a, I think, 14-12 match already this year. I think we're seeing more points on the board overall, and love the college out of bounds, because it's everyone.
We were wrestling on 3/4 of the map before, bro.
Right, exactly.
That's not all that money, right?
Now, heck, you have one finger, and that's all that matters. So having that at college out of bounds, and having experienced that in college, I think is provides to that insights. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it'll benefit our guys as well throughout the season.
Are you wrestling, coaching, even when you wrestled in college, you were still within the WPIAL. Talk about how tough the WPIAL is and how it continues to just get tougher. Both levels, AAA, AA.
Yeah, it's the toughest in the country. We'll take our 10 best against any 10 best they got in the country, any day of the week. AAA, AA, it doesn't matter. You see that, it translates all the way into the college level. If you look at the college stats, you got these D2 programs, D1 programs, half their teams are, built out of the WPIAL. So, I think that just speaks to it as how tough we really are.
I agree 100%, no doubt. Coaching staff, who's some of the guys that are helping you as you get this, first-time head coaching gig rolling?
Yeah, so, I'll say it was, kind of, tougher because, a lot of Conoso guys are, here, there, and everywhere. Did reach out to a few that are with different programs. One of Tommy Province, who was a year or two younger than me, he's now, one of the assistants at Conoso. Norwin's got a lot of guys wrapped up over there as well. So I do have one of my good friends that, lived right down the road, went to Conoso, was a 2 or 3 time section, placer, Josh Maruniak, graduated in 2018. And then, depending on how much time he has with the little one and everything, we have big man Jake Beistel. He's in there to, come help out whenever he can. And, as much as he can. Was just talking to him early today about, our schedule and time and everything to, when he's able to get in and help with our big guys, so roll around with them and teach them some things.
That's awesome, man. And then, it's good to have those guys that you can count on. Jake Beistel is one of the best, no doubt about it. I love watching him go last year and his last go at St. Vincent. Okay, talk to me about room games. What do you let them play? Dodgeball, kickball. You let them play games? Do you get involved in the games? What's that look like?
Yeah, I mean, of course, you got to get involved in games. You got to start out the day, on a lighter note. Dodgeball is definitely the go-to partner dodgeball. Our room is not big enough really for kickball, but definitely we'll play some dodgeball throughout the season this year. Maybe not every practice, but we'll throw it in there to break some things up here and there.
Social medias. How can we follow the squad?
Yeah, so right now we just have a Facebook. Working on that. That's an area that we need to get better at as far as the social medias. But I'll keep you posted. Once we maybe get a Twitter going or an Instagram, and you guys can follow that way.
Love that. Okay, Smitty. Anything else for our man before we leave him go? You're muted, brother.
I'm sorry about that. Ty Kenny, always good to talk to you. I was so excited to hear when you got the nod as the skipper down there, and excited to watch you take the torch and carry it on and continue to develop a program that it's going to continue to be one of the best. I mean, you've had some of the best come out of there, and what do they say? Success begets success. So as long as it's all happening down low, can't wait to see what is coming up.
Yeah, I'm excited for the season. We got big things ahead. We missed out on that section title last year. Looking to regain that this year. Got a few weights that we're still shuffling around and everything. But one thing I'll say is we got depth. So you never know who we might put out against you. You guys always got to be prepared. For these other coaches that might join you, be prepared because we're coming this year.
Let them know, baby.
I do have one more question. Women's wrestling, Frazier. Is it? I don't believe you have a sanctioned program, but is there one in the makings?
Women's wrestling? Is that what you asked?
Yeah, for Frazier. I mean, you come from a wrestling world down there, so
not really at the moment. It's definitely a lot smaller school than say like Conestoga, who does have that sanctioned program. That's something that we'll look into, maybe setting up here in the near future, but really no discussion on that yet. I know that, we have a limited roster to pull from, and, a lot of them are star volleyball players, and the softball team's good as well. So not sure if they want to, move over to wrestling yet or not, but
wrestling can only help all of those other sports. I mean, you know what I mean?
True facts.
We'll try.
Yeah, you got a lot of brothers that have sisters down there, so hopefully you can get one put together. Coach, thank you so much, man. It's always good to talk to you. Looking forward to seeing you outside.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you guys as well.
Coach, you're the man.